Hi grade 11s, it's Ms. Thangaraj here, and I'm going to make a small video today to teach you something new in trigonometry. So far, all the triangles we have looked at this semester have been right angle triangles. Triangles where there's a 90-degree in one of the corner. And we've used sine A is equal to over H. We've used cos A is equal to A over H, and we've used tan A is equal to O over A. We've used those three formulas, and those formulas work great when your triangle has a 90 degrees. Today we're going to look at a triangle that does not have a 90 degree, and we're going to learn a new rule that will help us solve problems like this. So here I have a triangle. There's not a 90 degree in this triangle. I've got a 58 degree, I've got a 61 degree, but I don't have a right angle. I don't have a 90. I can double check, make sure. I know that in a triangle, all the angles add up to 180. So 58 plus 61 plus this missing angle here have to add up to 180. 58 and 61 gives you 109 degrees plus that missing one in the corner, 180. And that means my missing angle is going to be 180 minus 109. And that does not equal to 90 degrees. So like I said, this is a triangle, unlike any triangle we've looked at so far, because it does not have a 90 degree in it. So I need to use this new formula, and this new formula still has that sign, and so we're still going to use that sign button on the calculator, but we're going to do the question a lot differently. So I want to remind you that we've learned that little a and big A are across from each other, and little b and big B are across from each other. So for example, if this right here is angle A, then this right here is little a. And if this right here is angle B, then this right here is little b. And our rule tells us that we want to put opposite things together. We want to start with the side. So let's start with side A. Side A is x. And underneath that side, I want to do sine of the angle that's across from it. So x over sine of 58. And that equals the other fraction where I've got opposite things. So I'm going to put little b on top. So my 13 over sine of 61 degrees. And this is actually pretty simple. We know a trick that we can always use. Whenever we've got three parts and we're missing one, we can multiply and we can divide. So to find my x, I may go 13 times sine of 58 degrees divided by sine of 61 degrees. Notice, I'm not looking for a dress. I have this dress, I have this dress. I'm not looking for a dress. And so since I'm not looking for a dress, I don't press second sign, I only press the sign button. So I'm going to press pause, I'm going to get out my calculator, and I'm going to find out the value of x. When I used my calculator, I did 13 times sine 58 divided by sine 61. I made sure that my calculator was in degree mode, and I got that side x, or side A, which is across from angle A, is going to be 12.6 units long. Let's try one more question together. Again, we have a triangle, and there's no right angle in this triangle, so I can't use my original rules. I'm going to have to try to use this new rule that we've introduced today. So I need to first find things that are opposite to each other. These two are opposite, and these two are opposite. I'm going to label them. Let's call this A. And so that means this is little a. And let's call this B. So that means this is little b. So I'm going to do A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. So I have A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. So that means I have 17 over sine of 105 is equal to B, which is x, over sine of 21. Again, to find my x, I've got 3 parts. I'm missing 1. I'm going to multiply and I'm going to divide. So my x is going to be equal to sine 21 times 17 divided by sine of 105. And I used my calculator and I did the math and I got that x is equal to 6.3. And that means that this side of the triangle is 6.3 units long. Let's just try one more together before I let you go and try some on your own. This last one we're going to look at is going to have a little bit of a trick to it. Here's the example. I want to try to use the sine law. Remember, for the sine law, I need to have things that are opposite to each other. So that works here because I have 115 and 25. So we can call this A and this little a. Now, the problem is I've got the 22 here, but I don't know this side. And here I've got 23, but I don't know this angle. And the only way I can use the sine law is if I have opposite things. So I'm going to have to do a bit of thinking, and I'm going to have to realize that even though the number is not written here, I actually do know that number because I know that in a triangle, the angles need to add up to 180 degrees. So that means this angle right here is going to be 180 minus 115 minus 22 degrees. I can calculate that angle right there. And once I calculate it, then I will have 2 things that are opposite to each other. So now that I've done the calculating, I know that this angle is 43. I actually do know it, even though it wasn't originally drawn on the page. So I'm going to use these 2. Oh, Miss Langouge made a little bit of a mistake. I'm going to pretend like I don't know what this is, because the whole thing is I need to have one. These 2 are opposite. I have this, and I'm trying to find the side that is opposite. So let's write the formula.
Ms. Gefford and Mr. Bradshaw, can you please come to the main office? Ms. Gefford and Mr. Bradshaw to the main office, please.
Okay, so we're going to call this little b, we're going to call this angle b. So I have x over sine 115 is equal to 23 over sine 43. And I can easily do that. I'm going to use my same trick as always. 23 times sine 115 divided by sine 43. And then I'll have my missing value of x. So let's take our calculator out and let's try that now. If I use my calculator, I got 30.6, and that makes sense. This is 23, and this side definitely looks longer, so this side has length 30.6 units. Okay, so that's how we use the sine law. Remember, the sine law is strictly used when we have a triangle with no 90 degree in it. And you also need to remember that in order to use the sine law, you need to have opposite things, opposites and opposites. That's the only way we are able to use this rule. So good luck. You can try some of the homework in the 3rd booklet. And then tomorrow I'll make another video showing you how to find the angle using the sine law instead of just a side.